President of the Assembly of European Regions, Mr. BERNTSSON. Welcome to our Mediabox platform.
Thank you very much.
Your participation in the 33rd session of the Chamber of Regions is very timely because we know that Assembly of the European Regions adopted earlier this year a report on the state of regionalization in Europe, let's say. So what were the main current and future challenges identified by this report concerning the regionalization in Europe?
Thank you very much. Yes, this is a report we do every, let's say, 4 or 5 years to follow, to see the trends. And we have had 40 experts and looked to 41 countries in Europe, both in the EU and the wider Europe. And I would say that this is a very important instrument for us to see on the long term where we are going. And of course there are some positive effects, but on the other hand, the major trends that we see are unfortunately a bit negative because the regional level is threatened in some countries, and sometimes it has to do, it has been stripped by its competences, sometimes it's stripped by budget and therefore have a harder time to make their voice heard. So this is actually something we need to be very cautious about for the future and try to do our best from the regional side to lift this issue, because in my view the principle of subsidiarity and democracy is very strongly linked.
And we can also say that the debate in the Chamber of Regions focused on regional cooperation and democracy in Europe. So, according to you, what would you like to say on the specific role that can be played by European regional associations?
Yes, I think we have a very important role. Of course, try to influence the decision makers, if it's the European Commission or the Parliament or the Council of Europe, for example, but also to take part in the decisions, in the discussions before the decisions. As I said, it's important that the regional level is heard, not because of the regional politicians, but because it's closely linked to the citizens, and that's where we are dealing with the issues from the regional side. We are very closely to the daily matters of our citizens, and in a very practical way, and that must be heard in the debates. So that's where I think we have an important role to play. And the other important role we could play, and to make Europe stronger, is to cooperate better, to find best practice from each other and try to create networks between each other, and that's where the regional associations and the Assembly of European Regions has a very major role to play.
Mr. BERNTSSON, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.